Hey, welcome to a new video that I am trying out. This is going to be a Baldur's Gate smash or pass with Lyra. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about yourself a little bit?
Hi, my name is Lyra Skye. I've been in the adult industry for about I'm 29 now, so 10 years. This is probably one of the more fun projects that I get to do because um, it's not actually, overtly sexual in the sense that I'm taking off my clothes. So this is something that's fun because I get to tap into that kind of intellectual sexual side of me, if that makes sense. And that's something that I really value.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to be looking at clips of characters from Baldur's Gate 3. Lyra is going to give us, we're going to do a quick discussion about what we think of a first impression of the character, and then Lyra is going to give us a smash or pass. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Abomination. This is your end. Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes. Oh, my head. What is this? Skvar, you are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day.
Okay. So, initial impression?
I really like I don't know if it's makeup, if it's natural markings on her face, but it's accentuated really well with her face shape. I like the little braids. I'm a sucker for little braids. Um, the only thing that's slightly off-putting to me is the Voldemort nose. Um,
Fair. Yeah, that and the markings are racial features for her.
okay, that's really cool. Um, Other than the nose, I'd say smash, honestly. Like she's hot.
Fair, fair.
I would just look away from the nose.
Her name is Lae'zel. A lot of people call her Bazel, and they also would smash. Uh,
Bazel, that makes sense.
right, right. All right, next one.
Okay.
You're alive. I'm alive. How is this possible?
Okay.
I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing. One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that. Lead the way.
What do we think?
That looks like someone that I feel like a lot of people cosplay. Am I wrong?
You are not wrong.
Yeah. I like her armor. I really like her armor. I love the band around the head. Instant smash. Like instant. No questions asked. Instant fucking smash.
Absolutely. You and many, many, many players, including me. She was my first romance character on the game. All right, next.
And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
Okay.
I can tell by the body language alone this dude's an asshole.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I was like, this guy sucks, like in terms of personality. He's pretty hot, but I think on the basis that I can tell he's like a shitty person, I feel like he would be a shitty fuck and therefore pass.
That is fair. He is actually one of the most popular characters, especially with the ladies.
Yeah,
He definitely fits into the I can fix him category for them.
I can fix him. Yeah,
Which actually, given the way the game progresses, you actually can. Uh,
you can fix him.
you,
That's actually really cool.
yeah, yeah. So, or you can make him worse. All right.
That's great.
All right. Let's move on.
Okay.
Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. Usually better at this. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It was an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. For I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
Okay.
He looks kind of like Jesus. Like white Jesus.
Yes, that comparison has
obviously not historically accurate Jesus, but I'm talking Jesus in all the paintings.
Right. Yes, that comparison has definitely been made.
Honestly, like long hair, bearded guys are kind of my type, so I'm gonna go ahead and say smash. I probably would have smashed white Jesus too. I probably would have smashed like regular Jesus on the basis of just like who he is, but that's a story for a different day.
Fair enough. And do you have anything to like? He has a particular way of talking. Do you have any particular opinions about that at the moment?
I like the Australian accent. I can totally see why everybody would be like obsessed with this guy. Looks like Jesus, long haired, bearded, and like just overall good.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and move on.
Damnable roach! Provoke the blade and suffer its sting.
Okay. He's good with a sword.
He is.
I like his riz. He has a lot of riz.
Yeah. Not that you have a way of knowing this, but he's also probably the most wholesome of the companions in most situations.
Okay. That's cute.
You like him?
Yeah, I like him. Smash.
Oh, awesome. All right, moving on.
Now that we're old pals, how would you feel about helping me kill some evil bastards? A little background, if your moral compass needs something to point at. Zariel sent goon after goon to hunt me down. But believe me when I tell you, I'm not going. The latest yappy little dogs she sicked on me are nearby. A group of dopes posing as paladins of Tyr. Want to help me take them down? They cornered me outside the toll house just up the hill. Doubt they've gone far after the scorching I gave them.
Mommy?
Yes.
Mommy. That's I don't have much to say besides mommy and smash.
Absolutely. One of the other characters that you've seen, Shadowheart, if she's in your party when you encounter Karlach here, she'll say something along the lines of, "She could pick me up and throw me over her shoulder, should the need arise."
I love that. I also agree.
Absolutely. Karlach is a big old cinnamon roll, but she's also like the strongest one of the party. All right, moving on.
Through sheer luck, that pathetic worm has brought me the information I need. And it seems that the inhabitants of the Grove trust you. We can use that against them. You have a part to play in this slaughter.
Return to the Grove. When my raiding party approaches, throw open the gate and signal me. Once we are in position, we will wait for your signal, and then we will break them all.
Not my type. I can see how some people would be very interested in that. She almost reminds me too much of like, not like a traditional witch with the hook nose, but like, I don't know. It's hard to describe. I just get bad vibes off of her. I don't like her. Pass.
Absolutely, she is definitely evil. Some people, like, you can recruit her to your party. It used to be that you could only do it if you followed through with her raid and wiped out a whole bunch of innocents. But so many people wanted her in the party without having to do that that the game developers made a way for you to just knock her out and then she would show up later.
That's awesome.
It's hard to say whether or not you can actually fix her though. She continues to be very self-centered and power hungry throughout the game. So
it seems about right.
Yeah.
Still, definitely big pass.
Right. Fair enough. But she definitely does hit it for a lot of people.
Absolutely, I can totally see that.
All right. Next.
Whoa. Okay, hear me out.
So he has spoken, and so thou standest before me, right as always. What a curious way to awaken.
I heard Sorry. Go ahead.
On the basis of like the fucking, it looks like kintsugi in his skull, and that shit's awesome.
Oh yeah? I think that's a headpiece made out of like gold filament.
Okay, it's rad. Really weird in a way that I don't understand even myself, but smash.
There is actually, you're not alone in that. There is actually a mod for the game that gives him giant natural breasts.
Awesome.
It's
love big naturals.
It's called Wither's Big Naturals. All right, so one more in the main set of people who can like join your camp permanently.
Okay.
Pardon the viscera. One should cherish all of nature's bounty, but goblin guts are quite far down the list. You aided a bear without knowing if it would savage you. A true friend of nature. Or perhaps a lunatic. Either way, I owe thanks. I am the druid Halsin.
Nothing spectacular about him stands out to me. He's not unattractive per se, but he just seems very like, I don't want to say basic, but just not checking off any of my boxes.
That's fair. He can turn into, and in fact, when you first encounter him, he is a giant bear.
Nothing spectacular about him stands out to me, so pass.
That is fair. All right. So we're getting into other characters. I think we still have plenty of time to go. We are starting to get into characters that are like companion adjacent. These are people who might join your camp temporarily or are affiliated with your companions but aren't necessarily your companions.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you absolute stinker. You kept me a secret? Time to let the Hellcat out of the bag. Call me Mizora. I'm Wyll's patron, the fount of his power. My pet's been unruly, and his leash needs a yank. We had a deal, Wyll.
I can see how maybe some people would see she's mommy, but like I think she's a little try-hard about it, so I would pass. I like the blue skin, but she's not like super like hot to me.
That is fair. And I think that's a very accurate description as well. She has that kind of like domineering but trying too hard attitude throughout the whole game. All right, and
go on, partake. Enjoy your supper. After all, it might just be your last. Call it a ninth sense. What's better than a devil you don't know? A devil you do.
I think that's where somebody got on my cam site got their username.
Oh, really?
That's really funny. Um, I he kind of reminds me of like a Disney villain in like a Pocahontas era movie or something. He kind of reminds me of like John Smith or Gaston. And I've never really John Smith isn't a villain, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, historically, but that's besides the point. Um, Historically, John Smith was a villain, but I don't see anything, like I said, spectacular about him. He's just kind of like pompous douche, and that doesn't do it for me.
Absolutely.
So,
And it's so funny that you specifically called out as a Disney villain. He is an optional boss later in the game, and if you do fight him, he sings his own theme music. And I mean that, like, literally in game. If you silence him, the singing stops. It is him in game singing his own theme music.
that's amazing. That is really cool.
He is an absolute diva. And just another, what I think is an entertaining point of trivia, he is the butt of one of the harshest burns in the game. If you go to his house in the Hells, he has an incubus that he has instructed to look exactly like him. So
interesting.
So right. So and you can get into a conversation with the incubus, and you can ask him if he's any good in bed, and the incubus will laugh and say no. So as the boss battle is starting, Raphael will say something along the lines of, "Do you have any last words? It'll only take me a moment to finish you off." And you can retort by saying, "That's what Harlep said about you." So
That's really cool.
And we've gotten into characters that have a fairly decent impact on the game and can show up multiple times but aren't really necessarily associated with the party. So here's another very popular one.
Oh, if it isn't my hero! You took ages. Come in, glorious. One moment. Auntie needs her real nails for this. Much better. That human skin is fierce, restrictive.
No. No. That's an old lady, and then it gets gross.
And yet she has a fan base.
That's crazy.
And if you are playing as one of the particular characters, she will flirt with you hard.
That's really funny.
But I think for most people that would also be a pass. But she definitely has a fan base.
Interesting. Good for her.
Good for her. Moving on.
You were at the gates just now, no? When the goblins came? You saw them up close? A few questions, if you please. There's no overstating my interest.
He looks like Shakespeare.
That's a fair assessment.
Like, at least in how they styled him. It looks like how Shakespeare dressed.
I believe that's very intentional.
I am not a big fan of the whole, like, court jester fool thing. But you could tell he'd probably be able to get it just by being funny. So we'll say pass, but, like, pending.
Fair enough. And he does have that, like, bumbling fool thing about him, as you could probably tell. He often gets himself into situations that he needs your help to escape from. All right, and here is the next one.
Thanks. That's the first time I've played since Lihala died. My teacher.
She's hot.
Absolutely.
I like a lot of things about her. I like her hair. I like her like was she blue?
Yeah, she has a blue skin.
Yeah, I like that she's blue.
Maybe towards purple
Um
even.
yeah. Um she's pretty. I smash.
And that's a very common opinion. She is one of the community's favorite characters, and to the point where, so if you were playing as a particular character, there is an unavoidable scene where she dies,
Oh
and
no.
she is so popular that people will use exploits to save her life at the expense of somebody else's.
That's really funny. I like that people get that attached.
Right, right. But yeah, she's almost a universal smash, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
Forgive that display. Aradin's a blowhard, but that's no cause for me to join him. Thank you for your help out there. I'm Zevlor. Well met. I should warn you, visitors are no longer welcome in this grove. Whatever your business, I'd see to it quickly. The druids are forcing everyone out.
A little too old.
Fair, fair.
I feel like if he were younger, I would totally be into like the horns and the red and the whole demon thing. But I feel like he would start like reading or something during sex.
I don't know about that. He's a military commander. I'm not sure how
Okay.
scholarly he is.
I just mean something like old and boring. Like he
Fair.
seems old and
Yeah.
boring. Pass.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Next up.
I will imprison the devil. And I will cast out every stranger. This tale ends but one way. With the Outlander rot cleansed, and the grove forever shrouded.
I'm kind of on the fence with her.
Right?
Like, there are qualities that I can't quite place my finger on that I both like and dislike. Reluctant smash.
Okay, okay. Fair enough. Maybe even a combative smash, or just like do it to get it out of the way to see to say that you've done it later.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So she is the acting first druid in Halsin's absence. He was the one, the big elf who turns into a bear that you said wasn't very notable. He's been captured, and she is running the grove in his absence, and she is performing a ritual to encase the grove and kick everybody out, including the refugees who are there for safety.
Oh no.
Yeah, she is. I don't want to say evil necessarily, but she is very. She's over enthusiastic with the defense of her people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of people who don't like her for that reason. You absolutely can kill her, or you can redeem her, depending on how. It's harder to redeem her.
It's harder to fix her than to kill her. That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. All right, this next one is someone. I was having some trouble getting a long clip of him, but he's a fairly popular character. But his role is bigger later in the game, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So these were all taken from the first act. But let's see what you think.
Thanks for fighting off those goblins. If you need to replace any gear, just ask. My selection's pretty slim. I had to leave most of my equipment in Elturel.
It was a pass until I saw the man bun, and I was like, oh, I wasn't familiar with your game. And the man bun changed everything.
So
I love a good man bun.
So he's a smash now?
He is a smash now. He was a pass until I saw the man bun, but then...
I don't know if the man bun is the reason, but he is pretty commonly a smash. And he has like his quest line is very closely tied to Karlach's. She was the red-skinned barbarian, talking about the Paladins of Tyr.
Mm.
All right. All right, here we go.
Cut me loose! My own fault, really. I should have dropped my pack and outrun those bastards. Alas. Take my pack, if you can find it. The only reason those goblins caught me was its weight. I'll travel lightly from now on.
Pass. I don't have anything to say, just pass.
Fair enough, fair enough.
He looks like Dobby mixed with, like, I can't quite place my finger on it, but some actor.
He looks like who?
Dobby mixed with some actor I can't quite place my finger on.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, and he's just a little bit short with you. Not I wasn't even trying for a pun there, but like his demeanor is a little short with you no matter how many times you help him.
So he's just never a nice guy. I don't like that.
I think he is, but he has trouble showing kindness, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
Like, I feel like maybe he was punished in his life for showing kindness. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Alright, I have a feeling I know how you're going to react to this one based on what you've said earlier, but we're going to go ahead and go anyway.
The Absolute is gold from the sky, she is. The blessing in the storm and the storm itself. We're burning her name across the face of the world, we are.
I can't tell how I feel about her. I like the accent. The accent's kind of doing it for me. The hair's kind of doing it for me. But then there's features like the nose and like... Another reluctant smash.
And, you know, it's funny that you say that, because, like, when I first saw her, my immediate reaction was, absolutely not, Goblin, off the list. But over the course of a couple playthroughs, as I got to, like, see her multiple times, I think I think I've fallen into the Smash camp myself.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just gotta do it.
Right? Alright, next.
Fresh air. At last. Your boldness is a blessing. I'm in your debt. I must ask again for your aid. Please, rescue Ravengard from his drow captors. The council will reward you for your effort.
Like a one-night stand material, I think. She seems too, like, sophisticated for me. And I would get self-conscious around her. So I would fuck her because she's really hot. But I wouldn't want, like, a long-term thing with her. So smash.
I am pretty much exactly in the same boat with her. Like, absolutely, I would take the one-night stand if it were available. But she is a high-ranking military commander and very much, like, pro-law and order kind of deal. And I just do not think we would mesh as an ongoing relationship.
I feel that.
Kind of like the police officer that you would go for and then regret it after.
Yeah.
You've been straight with me, so I'll be straight with you. You're dangerous. If you transform here, we're all dead. But you seem like a good soul. You deserve a chance to save yourself.
She seems motherly, but not mommy.
I could see that. I know
it feel weird having sex with someone motherly.
And for my part, like, I think she is a very good person and she always deals with you honestly. And she has that very caring attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see either way, but I understand what you mean. Totally. All right, moving on.
I live for pain and its intricacies, you see. But, alas, pain without purpose is a terrible thing. Wouldn't you agree?
smash, but I kind of get the vibe he doesn't like girls.
That is never stated within the game, and if you are talking to him as a female character, he interacts with you exactly the same.
Interesting.
And he's not fully romanceable, but he will do his little BDSM thing that gives you a buff, regardless of your gender.
Okay, that's cool. We love a kinky king. Smash.
Smash. All right. And there's plenty of people who would also smash him. I'm going to skip past the next one because it was kind of a joke to include.
Smash you!
Okay.
Your friend has just heard the rumors of my people, that we steal chickens, curse your crops, seduce your daughters. Now, I wish I had half the power settled folk think my people possess. Alas, I am a simple wanderer and monster hunter.
Yeah, that's my type. That's
yeah?
my type. Yeah. Big smash.
Unfortunately, in most games, well, I don't know about most. In plenty of games, he doesn't make it past that interaction.
Oh, sad. She's hot.
Yeah. If he does make it, though, you can find him later in the third act.
Okay.
And then, one more.
That's far enough. What's your business down here? Answer honestly and maybe we'll kill you clean. Whoa, hold your arrows. This is Rugen's savior, I'll bet. He told us all about you.
Oh.
Come on in then. Any friend of Rugen's is a friend of the family.
She's fine. Both like fine and like fine. Not like necessarily my type, but she's pretty enough that I would fuck her anyway, so smash.
Fair enough, and I agree. So, that was the Smash and Pass Baldur's Gate 3 with Lyra. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? Maybe promote something in particular?
Right now I'm on kind of a hiatus from content, so if you do find my socials and find my content, which is under Hey Hi Lyra Skye, that's HeyHillyraskye, and that's everywhere. If you do feel generous enough to go on my OnlyFans, I do have thousands of pictures and videos from years ago. I do upload a couple times a week, but a couple times a year. Sorry, a couple times a week is what I used to upload. Like I said, I'm on a bit of a content hiatus, so don't feel pressured to go onto my OnlyFans. But if you do want to find a catalog of content that is extensive, feel free. That is, again, Hey Hi Lyra Skye.
And all my links will be in the description of this video, if you would like to follow, if you would like to find them.
Thank you.